Hello Stampin' friends, it's Ayana Johnston here with another check this out video tutorial to show you. Today I want to show you how I made this beautiful teacups frosted card. The reason why I call it frosted is because I use dazzling details that come along the sides here and around the hearts that give it this kind of frosted card look. You can get the supply list for this card on my blog at www.checkthisout.stampinup.net. Be sure to stop by my blog for some more great ideas, and I also have a new great customer order special going on right now, but get there quick because it will not be there very long. Okay, so let's get started making this card. To make this card, you're going to need the stamp set called A Nice Cuppa. It's on the retired list and I love it. It's a brand new one that I just got, so I'll tell you right now, hurry up and grab this before it is gone. And for this card, we're going to be using this 3 set of teacups that are piled on top of each other. We're going to be also using the sentiment and spending time with you in this one, you are terrific, as well as this beautiful heart right here. For stamp sets, you're going to need 2 stamp sets. You're going to need Watermelon Wonder and you're going to need Lost Lagoon. And then for cardstock, you're going to need a sheet of the Watermelon Wonder, and then you're going to need 4 strips of 2 different shades of color. One soft sky, cut it 1/2 inch by 5.5 inches, but I left it long and I'll show you why I've left it long. You're also going to need a sheet, 2 strips of the Lost Lagoon, cut it 1/2 inch by 5.5 inches, but again I'll show you why I left these long. Then you're going to need a piece of Very Vanilla, and the Very Vanilla you're going to want this cut at 3 inches by 5.5 inches. For the inside of your card, you're going to need a piece of Lost Lagoon, and you're going to want to cut this at 3 3/4 by 5.5. Then you'll also need another sheet of Very Vanilla cut at 3 1/4 by 5.5 inches. Okay, so let's get started making this card. The first thing you're going to want to do is take your piercing mat and your sheet of Very Vanilla that's cut at 3 inches by 5.5, and you're going to take both your stamp pads and you're going to want to randomly stamp with the heart all over the Very Vanilla. Now what I do is I stamp in different shades of colors, and the only way, or the way I get the different shades is I stamp and stamp once and again, so that way you get 2 different shades of the same color. And then I randomly stamp all over, and I do it with the Lost Lagoon as well, so that way I don't have any overlapping hearts, but you can see all the different beautiful heart colors. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp away. Okay, there, I'm done with all my stamping of my heart. Now I want to go ahead and take this sheet, and I'm going to need a piece of scrap paper of Lost Lagoon as well as the Watermelon Wonder, and I'm going to punch out probably about 5 or 6 hearts of each color, because what I want to do is put hearts all in the stamped hearts that I created on my Very Vanilla. Next, I'm going to glue the hearts inside the same color heart. It's up to you if you want to do it different and put green inside of red, but I like to go ahead and keep my shades in the same color. And then if I have part of a heart kind of sticking off to the side here, I'm going to glue it off to the side here as well. And then I'm going to snip the excess off. And I'm going to use this, I'm going to do this using 2-way glue. Okay, next with any excess, I'm going to go ahead and take my paper snips and just flip it over, and I'm going to cut off my little hearts that are sticking out. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp my teacup. You'll need a scrap piece of Very Vanilla to fit your teacup on. Sorry, I forgot to mention this scrap piece of Very Vanilla. I'm going to take my nice big teacup here and I'm going to go ahead and use Watermelon Wonder to stamp it really good. Keep an eye on where you stamp it so you make sure that you don't miss any areas. Then you want to give it a chance to really soak in to that piece of paper, because you'll be able to see how sometimes it takes a minute for some of those ink blotches to soak up on the paper. I give it a good push. And there you have your little teacup. So next I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut that out. Okay, so to save time I cut this out, but I wanted to show you how I cut out the inside of my teacup. I kind of take the middle of my little paper snips and cut a little edge in there, and then I just kind of lightly snip around the edges so I can see my handle a little better. Okay. There's my teacup, and I have this all ready to go. Now I'm going to adhere my pieces to my card base. What I want to do is, first of all, I want to add the strips on there. And I'm going to do it using a glue pen. I'm going to go ahead and add my Lost Lagoon first, and then I'll show you why I leave the strip longer here. And I leave about 1/4 of an inch off the edge. And I just kind of eye it. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the Soft Sky. Now I just take my paper scissors and cut off the excess. And that way I know it kind of measures up a little better. And then I'm going to use Mono Tumble glue as well as the 2-way glue pen to adhere my hearts. And doing this along the edges keeps it from coming up on the sides. Next, I'm going to go ahead and adhere the dazzling details to all my hearts. And all I do is I just take my glue pen, circle around my hearts, and then I sprinkle on the dazzling details. Actually, I'm saying that wrong. Let me, it's dazzling diamonds, sorry. I'm going to flip that off. And then I'm going to do it to the sides of my card as well to give it the frosted look. Look at how beautiful that is. I just absolutely love it. Now I'm going to take some Stampin' dimensionals. I'm going to adhere my nice teacup. One thing I needed to do before I hear my teacup, but I didn't do it, which is okay. I just needed to add a piece of ribbon. The cucumber crush. Not the cucumber crush, excuse me, the watermelon wonder. And I just stick it through my teacup handle and I tie a quick knot. And then last I go ahead and add one more heart right in the center. With the Stampin' Dimensional right there in the center of my teacup. And then I add just a bit of bling with some rhinestones at the top and then the bottom. I had 5 rhinestones at the bottom of the teacup. Now if you really like to, you can go ahead and dress this up a little bit more like I did on my card, where I went a little more crazy and I put some more bling inside the hearts, but I kind of like the way that one looks as well. They both look beautiful. If you want a little more bling up in there, you can definitely do that. And for those of you that like to stamp the inside of your card, the other pieces, I went ahead and put the hearts on the inside, and then I put, "And spending time with you, you are terrific." So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to stop by my website for some more great ideas. And happy stamping!